I mean, it's all great, but we got beer. Hey, everybody! It's time for some Wednesday beer news. Mostly because we just like to drink. I think that's most of the reason why we do this. Yeah. I mean, I like to talk too, I guess, but
shocking.
Yeah, I know.
We
right?
talk.
Yeah, I know. We sit around and talk, but
surprise.
Yeah. Anyway, welcome everybody to this week's Wednesday beer news. Ryan and Brenda back at it again. Gonna open some more beers. Gonna hang out, chat about various beer stuff. I don't know. Yeah, are
Sounds
you ready?
About right.
All right. Well,
I am indeed ready.
So it's summertime, and we got to go.
Living is easy.
Yeah, we got to go to the lake this weekend.
Where the living was very easy.
Yeah, so we got some lake beers. So here you go. Why don't you get us started here?
Well, you're the one that knows what I have, so.
Okay, well, go ahead. You have.
I was going to say, do you want to explain where this came from?
Yeah, go for it. That came from Point Brewery.
I like how you said go for it as I was asking you to explain it. Okay, cool.
Yeah, Point Brewery in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, right? Yep. Yeah. A good variety pack from there today. It's their summer variety pack. So let's try a few of these.
What? Why?
What do you mean, why?
Why? This guy again?
Yeah, we gotta use it again.
No, why did we not just throw it in the free pile? Oh.
Yep, come on, you can do it. You can
do
it. Oh, nice work.
Quick. All right, so I have the Beach Pilot Strawberry Wheat Ale. And we've never had it. Oh, they were twist-offs.
Oh, yeah, that's right. They do have a twist-off line because they're that old school, this craft brewery. They're one of those that's been around since maybe just after Prohibition. Maybe they were around before.
That's clear.
I don't know. Yeah, look at that thing. That's very nice.
Where do I put bottles on this porch?
I don't know. We'll figure it out. Gotta get used to this new set here.
I finally smell strawberries.
Yeah, you've been craving fruit beer lately, and we'll go to a brewery and get something, but it's subtle, right? And you just want to be hit in the face with it.
I wanted jammy goodness, and I was getting vaguish hints.
Right.
And that is not what I was looking for.
Yep.
That day.
Yeah.
Eclipse Brewing says, "Hey guys."
Yeah. So
cheers.
Summertime, time for some fruit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, good. You're getting it on the nose. Meanwhile, I have from Point Brewing in Stevens Point, Wisconsin, their Drop Dead Blonde Ale, which says on here, refreshing ale, unique blend of sterling hops and two-row malts. So I bet you this is not very hoppy at all. And it also, interestingly, this doesn't happen very often, but right here on the front of the label, it says 110 calories right there. I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up right there.
There we go.
But yeah, it gets a calorie count right there, which is kind of crazy to me because that does not happen.
That's like diet beer.
Very often in the beer world. Yeah, we're pushing light beer territory here. So I wonder what this is going to taste like. 4.1% ABV. Yeah, this might be like a light beer substitute. But it's weird because it's an ale. So normally everybody's doing light lagers. So I guess I'll try a light ale today. What's up?
I'm disappointed.
Yeah. Did it not come out well?
There are no strawberries.
There are no strawberries?
No.
Still can't find it?
No.
Oh, it kind of pours like a light beer doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Eclipse Brewing is drinking a goza with hibiscus, which sounds way better than this right now.
Oh, yeah, that's the kind of thing. Oh, yeah, this is very spritzy. So is this an ale at all?
Is this beer?
It says ale on here. Refreshing ale. It's kind of weird. And it smells like light beer. It smells a little bit, there's a little bit more depth than a light beer, but this is very strange to me.
So bubbly and so clear.
Yeah. This says I'm a light beer. This doesn't say blonde ale to me. I don't know, but
yeah. Eric Harkle Road used to live in the Twin Cities area and knows a few breweries. You should visit Hammerheart and Lino Lakes if we haven't, which is on the list. We have to get out there because you're the fourth or fifth person to recommend it, and we're just never that direction.
Right.
But I'm told it's wonderful.
Man, this is so weird. This is tastes a lot like a light lager, but it's got a little more body than you'd expect. And just it's like they turned up the flavor 2 little notches. They didn't do a ton, but it's definitely not what I would call a blonde ale, but you know what? As far as a summer crusher, that's not bad.
Speaking of summer crusher, what you're holding is
yeah. So this smells like strawberry candy. But what's up?
Water?
I mean, yeah, you don't drink a lot of light beers, do you?
It doesn't smell like anything. I don't know if I was just looking so hard for strawberries that I don't have any, like, nose left, but it doesn't smell like anything.
Oh, there's strawberry in here.
No,
it's just not sweet. No, there's plenty of strawberry in here. It's a
No.
beer. It's a beer, not a strawberry soda.
There's not any strawberry. It's like you licked the inside of a not Fruit Loops, Fruit Snacks packet.
Yeah, it's
like
a beer.
It's got that
it's
vague
supposed
plastic. No. It's got that vague plasticky, like, this might have held fruit once, maybe, but it was never real fruit to begin with.
Yeah, maybe.
It's I'm gonna crush it because I don't like it.
I could drink a lot of those though. They're kind of good. What do you think of that? You look very skeptical.
Are you sure this is beer?
Yeah, it's well, that's why I was surprised to see 110 calories right on the label. So yeah, it's like some sort of light beer substitute, I guess.
All right, well,
kind of like one step up from that.
Hey, it's still fizzing like a rat bastard.
Yeah, that's right.
But I will say one thing for it.
What's that?
If we need to take it to the tailgate lot because this is a great final walk beer.
Yeah, that's a beauty. Yeah,
because I could chug this and feel hydrated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a good
and
beer.
I'm confused.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't even taste like light beer. It just doesn't taste like anything.
Yeah, I think it's pretty good. No, and it definitely has a little taste to it. Mm-hmm.
It has like a quarter of a hop.
Right. Yeah.
And it kind of smells like cereal water. Not cereal milk, cereal water.
Well, and this brewery's been around at least since Prohibition. They were probably there before.
And I like a lot of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like that. Do they make the root beer?
Let's see. Yeah, they do make root beer there.
I was going to say, is that where the root beer comes from?
Yep, they make a really great root beer.
I really love the root beer.
Mm-hmm.
The root beer is full of flavor.
Right.
So far, I'm 0 for 2 on Summer Beer Sampler Pack.
Right. Well, it's okay. It's all right.
No, I was so excited.
Oh, you were so excited?
Yes.
Yeah, to get something with some strawberries in it?
Yes, I'm going to wind up getting another beer like 15 minutes into the stream.
All right, well.
Just watch me.
Hey, there we go. See, This is going to be one of those streams. All right, let's go.
Fruit Loop. Fruit snack packet.
Yeah, I could see that a little bit. Mm-hmm. What do you think of honey pale ales with dandelions?
Yes.
Yeah, sounds pretty good, right?
Yes. Also, Drunken One is attempting to bail out on other people to come join us.
No, that's okay. No worries.
Which I'm a fan of.
Yeah.
Always bail on your friends to come see us.
All right.
Right?
Yeah. All right.
How that works?
Indeed. I guess I better do some.
No, that's a brewery.
Yeah, true. I guess I better do some beer news since we're here.
Do you have to? Is that what we do here?
Yeah. Well, since you're complaining that the beers are too light and everything like that.
It's true.
I found this weird CNN article this week that was talking about how there are new bars coming up called sober bars where they serve all non-alcoholic drinks. So they make it the same bar-like atmosphere. They borrow all the elements of like beer and cocktail culture, but they don't serve any alcohol. So you're talking things like, interesting seltzers and tonics and kombucha, NA, a few different kind of NA beers and that sort of thing. But
so where is it and when are we going?
Well, it's in New York City, of course, where all these crazy trendy things start.
I haven't
also
been there
San Francisco too.
I haven't been there at all.
But they also do a lot of mocktails and things like that. But basically, they're bringing that kind of that bar culture, that atmosphere that has always been associated with alcohol and just kind of bringing it into the realm of sobriety. So it's
I would totally go hang out at a Bucha mocktail bar.
Yeah, and it's for people who are sober curious. Yeah.
No, that's dumb.
Yeah, why is that dumb? It's a great phrase. Sober curious.
What? No. No, sober curious is not a thing. What are you curious about? The other 97% of your life? What is this?
Yeah, you got to be sober curious.
No. That's not a thing. You're not trying out sobriety.
Yeah.
No, you're not curious about sobriety. That's how you spend most of your life, hopefully.
Yeah, right.
I hope that's how you spend most of your life. Like, if you're catering to the AA crowd, maybe you could be sober curious. Like, what is life like without drugs and alcohol?
Sure.
But no, if you're just like, everybody walks into a bar and one day you just don't have any alcohol.
Right. No.
It's not curious, it's just sober.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think
it's like the juice bar of the 2020s.
Right, yeah. That's true. I think
we've been here.
Right. I think it is kind of cool that that people are trying to embrace that nice bar and brewery culture, though.
I agree.
In more ways, and trying to bring that a little bit more into the open than it's otherwise been in the past. Because, bars used to be pretty dingy, and seedy places for a while there. So yeah, it's it definitely feels like things are changing, and people are trying to bring out the cultural elements of beer and brewing in new and different ways. So that's really cool.
I seriously would totally go hang out there, especially after Bali and not drinking alcoholic cocktails at the bar and only ordering mocktails because all the ingredients sounded really good. And personally, I would have added a shot of tequila after 10 p.m., but whatever suits your fancy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can handle this, especially if I happen to walk in with a flask, but it's fine.
Right.
It's fine.
Yeah.
No, I would totally do that.
Yeah.
I like it. Mm-hmm. I like a good mocktail. I like a good drink. Period.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I really need in life is a good, balanced drink.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is that why your beer is so upsetting?
Yes. That's also why your beer is so upsetting.
Why? It's just a tasty little spritzy
but
thing.
It's not tasty. It's just spritzy.
No, it's fine. The light beer has its place too.
If I wanted to carbonate yellow food coloring in water, I would just do that.
No, it's not yellow food coloring in water.
Well, that's about what it tastes like.
It's good, just little hit of malt and hops. Just right for your refreshing summer evening.
There was a malt?
Yeah, there's a malt in here.
There was a whole hop?
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. I should do a light beer flight for you. We should just line up light beers, all these American lagers. Just have you try them all. We'll do it on a stream.
Oh, good. It'll be an exercise in cereal grains I can't taste the difference between and boredom.
And boredom.
Does it look like I drink light lagers?
No.
What about me says that sounds like a good idea?
It does not at all. I found another cool article that was an opinion piece about craft brewers and kind of craft beer bar owners really advocating for looser public drinking laws, since we're talking about bringing beer culture out into the world.
All right.
Outside of the brewery taproom bar space. It kind of started with beer gardens. People like it,
does a beer garden count as public drinking?
Sort of. Depends on
if
how
you're drinking
open.
In nature, is it now public?
Kind of, yeah. It depends how open it is. A lot of places. There's a lot of cities and states where you're not required to have like a fence or anything, so it can kind of blend into the surrounding area.
Okay.
I mean, and there's a local bar right up the street here that's got tables on the sidewalk.
Okay, so that is the least patio.
Well, yeah, it's not really a patio.
Ever to grace.
But yeah, like
sidewalk.
In other parts of the world, you can kind of walk around pretty freely with an alcoholic beverage.
Yes, and it's weird. It feels weird.
Yeah, you think it feels weird? Why is that?
Because I'm American and I can't any other time of my life, and it feels naughty.
Yeah.
There is nothing weird. I got laughed at so much in Berlin because I'd go to take my Bomber cider on the train, and I would tuck it into my coat.
Mm.
And I wasn't even drinking on the train Because I
Right.
was like, that seems a little beyond what I need to be doing. I just had an open beer and we were going somewhere else. And
Yeah.
everybody was like, open streets, take it with you.
Yeah.
And it was
Mhm.
it felt so wrong.
Right.
I
Yep.
was just waiting for somebody to come yell at me in German. And to be fair, everybody yells at you in German. That's just how it sounds.
Well, they
They
speak
could
German.
have been complimenting me on my on my beer selection, and I probably still would have thought I was being reprimanded. But
Mhm.
and we open carried in New Orleans, and it was still weird there.
Yeah, right down on Bourbon Street. It
And
was
that's
great.
only like
Yeah.
4 blocks.
Yeah, it was great. It was wonderful.
Ah,
Yeah.
it was scary.
Yeah. It was. Why is it scary?
I was waiting to get yelled at the whole time. Why is it scary? Because I'm culturally ingrained not to take my beers out of doors.
Right. So yeah, it's weird because you know breweries for advocating for things like changing zoning laws, changing growler, crowler, to go beer sales. They advocate for stuff like that. The craft beer beverage tax modernization act they're trying to get through Congress is still
I was like,
going
where are
on
you going
too.
with that
Yeah,
string
I
of
know.
words?
I know it's probably not even right. I gotta go look it up again. But they've been trying to pass that thing for years, and I'm just waiting. And I think they made a temporary excise tax change, and now they're trying to make it permanent. But it's just strange.
I have a trash issue.
A trash issue?
Yeah.
Okay, what's your trash
I think
issue?
that's one of the main things I like about breweries is that all of your trash is isolated. And to be fair, this is one of the things I vaguely dislike about the food trucks and breweries thing is that a lot of trash is created every single time. And I kind of have a problem with it. But still, like, you're in this condensed little area and everybody knows that you're not a jerk. When you leave, you take your trash with you and you throw it away. But if you're, like, out strolling down the street with a beer, then we have to depend on the general public to be responsible and put their trash or recycling in a logical location. And we're really bad at that.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think
we already don't have public drinking, and I spend half my time when I walk around picking up beer bottles and cans.
Right. Yep. Yeah, very true.
Why would it get any better?
I don't know. Yeah, that's the thing I always try to think about whenever anybody is like, we should change X, Y, Z, and I'm like, all right, that sounds great. Now let's think about somebody who doesn't act in good faith, right?
Right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are your general responsible citizen, great.
Right.
Go for it. But I have a feeling the people most in support of wandering around with an open beer are not always the most likely to be like, I should recycle. Also, like, we straight up don't have places to put things.
Right.
We just don't. Like, we don't have an infrastructure.
Right. Yeah.
I would love to go for a walk and take a couple beers with us. Because we'd go walking all the time. Wouldn't that be nice? Just have a little wander. Sip a couple
that would be kind of nice to go for a little walk through the neighborhood or around the block with a beer.
Now imagine getting rid of them.
Yeah, I know. They'd probably be everywhere. You're right.
They'd just like hang out in your hand for the whole walk.
Yep. Yeah. But I gotta say, it's that time of year where you go to a brewery patio or a local establishment, or you just sit outside on the porch like this on a nice Wednesday night in the middle of the week and just have a beer or two.
We closed the windows for you people.
Oh, yeah?
Count yourselves lucky. This is a great sacrifice for me and Kat that we closed the windows.
That's right.
Otherwise, you would hear our loud street.
The cat is upset.
No, the cat's sleeping in a window.
Well, that's okay.
She's not trying to climb out of a window. So
by
that point, she is
look,
upset.
we could get people to watch you do a light beer flight.
I know.
I think Eric would be all about it.
Guess.
Yeah.
And I'm not all about that.
Yeah, I think we could do it though. It'd be fun. We could call it the I don't know. What would we call it? Yellow fizzy water flight. Yeah, we call it something like that.
You're so original. Boredom on a steak. Because we're Minnesotan, I guess.
Yeah, I guess so. Let's see.
We should pitch that one to Summit for their next state fair lineup.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because they do the flights on a stick.
Oh, yeah.
And the state fair on a stick.
Right.
Flight paddle. We could have
Yeah.
boredom on a stick, and
You're
it's
right.
just all light beers.
We could. So I know you like tea beers.
I do.
Yeah, beers with tea in them.
I just like astringent things that dry my mouth out. I don't know what to tell you.
They are coming up big this summer.
Yes.
There are lots of,
black tea.
Earl Greys.
Ooh.
You get a lot of chais too, because that's an interesting
chai's
flavor.
Kind of easy.
Well, yeah, it really busts through the beer profile. Like it really lets it be known that it's there. You don't have to try really hard to get that flavor to come through.
Actual Earl Grey beers are really freaking hard.
Yeah.
Because the thing that you think is lemon, but if you smell a lemon, you realize that that's not quite right, is because it's bergamot.
Right.
So, like, you've got the tea, that black tea background flavor, and then you've got that bergamot, but bergamot and hops do not play well.
Ah, gotcha.
So most of the Earl Grey teas are just black tea and lemon, and you're like, well, this is fine, but you miss that, like, depth of flavor that you get with a good cup of Earl Grey.
Yep.
Hot.
Right. Yeah.
I'm a nerd.
Yeah, but green tea and lemon works really well.
Green tea and any sort of citrus. I'm right about it.
And right, which is why it plays well with hops, because you can just pack it full of citra hops and be on your way.
See? And then you're all good. But for some reason, bergamot flavorings.
Yep.
And what I think they must all be trying to use citra. And there's something about bergamot and citra. I think because it's so floral.
Sure.
Like, you think you should use citra because, like, it's such a citrusy note to it.
Right.
And it never quite plays. Like, the bad ones taste like soap, and the good ones are just black tea and lemon.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, tea beer is just a big trending style this summer.
I like it.
Totally. And it kind of was led off late winter into spring this year by Left Hand's chai milk stout variant of so they put chai tea in their nitro milk stout, that really, really good stout. If you haven't had it, go find it. It's distributed everywhere. So
had you not been driving home last night, I would have made you split the chai imperial stout with me last night. But it was like 13% or something ridiculous.
And it's really found its home with breweries that focus on sour beers too. They love using tea. Well, yeah, a lot of chai, but just a lot of tea in general.
I think there's like a personality trait that's going to draw you to both sour beers and tea.
Okay, what is that trait?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Okay, there's a palate trait.
You gotta speculate a little bit.
Well, why do I have to speculate? We're all angry, bitter people. Like, what do you want? No, but I think there really is. There's that. You know what? It's the weird seeker.
Mm-hmm.
I think us weird seekers are more likely to be like, I want a sour that cost me $8 for a 10-ounce glass and might actually cause burns on my taste bud.
Yep.
But at least I'm going to remember it.
Right.
And I want to try this. Oh, what did I have? The masala beer? Is that what it was? And it was, that was disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But boy, was I excited to try it.
Right. Yep. Absolutely.
That was years ago.
Yeah.
There are some spices that shouldn't go in beer. But I think it's that thing of you're more willing to grab a weird thing that doesn't quite sound like they go together.
Mm-hmm.
And right. I could easily see how tea-based beers would fill that little niche.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And they're just cool. They bring a lot of cool aromas too to play that you don't normally get in a lot of other beer styles too.
You know what I want?
What's that?
More rhubarb in beer.
More rhubarb in beer, huh?
I want more rhubarb. And like the only one I can think of is rhubarbarian, and I think that's a cider.
It might be a cider, you're right.
And I get it.
It plays really well in cider for sure.
Well, yeah, it does. But I feel like rhubarb could go really well in a lot of beers, and not just sours.
Mm-hmm. Right.
I feel like the cereal dessert-based beer market is looking for, we got the peach cobbler beer, we've got apple pie beers.
Yep.
I just want a rhubarb rumble beer.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
No one else calls it rhubarb rumble. Rhubarb crumble beer.
Yep. All right. Gotcha.
Strawberry rhubarb pie. You could even have some like lighter, more floral ales or lagers that have a really clean profile and are also rhubarb based.
Right. Yep.
I can work with this.
Yeah.
This is my request, Brewing World.
You can do it, Brenda. You have the technology.
No, you have the technology.
You can make it. You can do it.
All right. If I go garage sailing this Saturday and whoever is selling homebrew equipment has a large enough setup that we can start doing things totally from scratch.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I will make rhubarb beer.
Yeah, a lot of used homebrewing equipment out there. I don't know what's up. Are people
Hobby
changing
fad.
up? Yeah. What was it a big hobby fad?
Yeah.
Are people starting to ditch homebrewing now?
All the kombucha swing top bottles are currently up for grabs again too.
Yeah. I
I am going to stock. I already did stock up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I just got another like 24
right.
of them.
Yeah.
I'm not going to stock up on those. I'm set. I need to regrow my SCOBY and move on. Yeah, no. It's
homebrewing really did grow the last 3 years.
Yes, but now we've gotten to the point where there's so many breweries and so much variety, and it's more expensive to homebrew.
Right. Yep.
Why would you bother?
Very true.
That's a lot of time and equipment and money and dishwashing when you could just go to the brewery.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree. I enjoy it, though.
Also, just about everybody who really got into homebrewing all about the same time are, men around the same age.
True.
Who routinely drop hobbies at about the same time commitment and age.
Yeah, well, it's fair. That's how it goes.
It's like the pre-midlife crisis of hobby drops.
Oh, really? You're homebrewing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the pre-midlife crisis hobby?
Well, not necessarily that particular hobby, but I feel like, as a general rule, all like 40 to 45-year-old guys go through this thing where all of a sudden you want to acquire a new skill and you're like, I'm just going to pick up a hobby. And it's always something that lasts for like 3 to 5 years and you get super into it and you're the expert and you tell all your friends the what for and it's very detail oriented and then it's gone.
There you go. You heard it here from Brenda. Brenda's life advice.
Hot take.
We should get you a second channel.
Wait, where was the life advice? There was no advice. It was just like a general life observation about men.
That was not advice at all.
No.
Okay, so I found this really cool story.
You're just moving on before I start pegging your like weird 40-year-old hobby.
Yeah, that's right.
All right.
Yeah.
You're coming up on it. You need to start planning now.
Oh yeah, you're right. If I start planning now, I'll be extra
you only
over
have,
the top with it.
13 years to decide?
That's right.
Get on it, Ryan. Get on it.
So this was a really cool story. I think it happened last week. But Kona launched a campaign to celebrate World Oceans Day, which was June 8th.
I missed it.
Yeah. And in certain retailers and bars in Mexico, Brazil, Italy, and Spain.
Man, it's like you have to touch an ocean.
Yeah,
Why never Minnesota?
I know, right?
Why does Minnesota not get to celebrate World Oceans Day? Come on, guys.
The cool thing is
we like oceans. We too ditch our straws. I'm done now.
Okay. Kona let all their beer drinkers pay for their beer with a bunch of plastic waste. So if you went out and found some bottles, pick up some plastic trash and bring a bunch from the beach over to, a beach bar or a local liquor store nearby. You could just turn it in for a 12-pack.
So is there like a set amount of plastic one has to acquire to be worth a beer?
Let's take a look at this.
Because I'm all about it.
So it looks like they did do it as part of a beach cleaning campaign. So yeah, I guess they did let people pay with plastic they took off some of those beaches. So you
just said that.
Yeah. So they were really, I don't know.
That wasn't a pound amount.
Yeah, I don't really see in this article here how much you could you can swap for here. But
like, is this a food drive where if you bring in a can of tuna, it counts the same as if you bring in a bag of groceries?
yeah,
like,
I think you're right.
because that's always made me grouchy. Because I'm like, that's not.
Mm-hmm.
You're not getting things for free. You have to bring an equivalency.
Yeah, but it's really cool that they got out and cleaned up some beaches and gave people beer, because I like both of those. I like clean beaches and free beer, even if it is Corona. But Corona's really awesome on a beach, so that's all good.
Or in a Mexican bar in Indonesia, 300 feet from a beach.
Yeah,
just saying. So I was going to have you do this, but we missed it by like an hour. Old Man's Beach Club in Bali, which is one of the big like craft beer hubs.
Sure.
Which is why we were going to go there. But there was a cool DJ that night and the cover was really expensive. And
gotcha.
And craft beer in Bali is already really expensive. So I was kind of less than about it.
Very true.
Anyway, I think it's every Wednesday night.
Mm-hmm.
They do a beach cleanup, and anybody who participates gets a free beer or sangria or mocktail, I think.
Sounds good to me.
Which I thought was super cool, because you look at like island culture and there's a huge tourist population. They're located in one of the biggest tourist districts. So you've got a lot of kind of irresponsible people making a lot of trash and not doing anything with it.
Yep.
On an island in the ocean.
Right.
That really is kind of its own environmental preserve. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing, especially being so deeply ingrained in the tourist culture.
Right.
And kind of because they're beachfront.
Yep.
And kind of the drinking culture that goes on in that specific area, and really like having people take ownership of the space they're using.
Yeah.
And free beer.
And
I thought
free
was
beer.
really cool.
And free beer. Can't forget the free beer.
Can't forget the free beer. I mean, that's really the incentive.
Yeah.
But yeah, good work, Corona.
Right.
We're not the only ones, but good work.
Yeah.
I appreciate this movement.
Right.
Stop throwing your crap on the beach. It's not that hard. I don't get it.
Yeah, I think free beer is probably one of the easiest ways to convince people to give back, and in whatever way you're looking for. Yep. I mean, it's a very, very good motivator. Yeah.
I will do a lot of things for free beer.
Yeah.
I almost made us go assemble furniture for people coming out of homelessness.
Yep.
For beer.
Okay, now are we talking like regular furniture or like IKEA grade dressers? No, IKEA dressers.
That's why we
they're
didn't
too complicated. And they all have weird names that you can't pronounce.
You mean you don't speak?
No, I don't speak Swedish. No.
It's Swedish, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah. I had a lovely time.
Oh, yeah? Assembling your flat pack furniture?
We bought a sideboard table / buffet off Wayfair. So it showed up in like a 200-pound box and about 400 pieces. And I just kind of waited until Ryan went to a friend's house and then sat down with my iced coffee and assembled it and had a lovely time. I watched so much Property Brothers.
Uh-huh.
It was great.
Yep.
And then he came home and we had furniture.
Yeah, good work. Yeah, that's not for me though.
No one fretted about how cams work.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Or how one tightens cabinets.
Yep.
Or adjusts the doors.
Yep. Cat attack. Go away.
Did you pet her? Don't pet her.
Why not? She
doesn't actually like you.
She's a nice animal. It's fine.
No, she's not. That is exactly what she is not. She's kind of a jerk.
All right. Do we need to open another beer?
I was gonna say, I'm beerless. What do you want?
Just give me one of those pale ales in there from the Point Variety Pack. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
We gotta keep trying the different elements of a variety pack when you got it, because it's summertime, and that's the good stuff. Anybody in chat really enjoy any certain beers this summer? I'm trying to think of some different flavors or things that I've kind of missed so far. I haven't really had a Goza yet this summer. I got to get on that too. And I love Kolsch's, which are all the craft brewers kind of start releasing them. This kind of late May, June timeframe. So I got to get on some of those too, because I love love a good Kolsch in the summer. So I got to keep going with all these good, refreshing summertime styles. But yeah, I really look forward to to summer beers every year. I don't know. Spring feels a little weak to me. Spring and winter kind of feel like weak times because other than like a Maibach, there's nothing I really look forward to. I'm not a big crazy imperial stout guy, so I
Get
always
out
miss
of
it.
here. Spring
What?
and winter are the best beer seasons.
No, spring and winter
This
are
one's
not
yours.
the best beer seasons.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
You're just blatantly wrong.
Right. Okay, so we've got the last two from the Point Brewing Summer Variety Pack. You want me to go first this time?
Yep.
All right, so I've got their Session Pale Ale, crisp flavor, smooth finish. No calories on this one.
Oh, I thought you were about to tell me it was like 0 calories,
no,
and I was
no.
about to chuck you off of our porch.
This one's 4.9% ABV, so yeah, kind of is hanging out in that session territory.
Yep.
Anything under 5 usually gets a pass on the session label for me, and it's got a kind of cool label with that guy. I don't know who that's supposed to be.
King Hophead?
Yeah, King Hophead, I guess. But yeah, looks pretty good. So yeah, I'm expecting a nice little hoppy pale ale. Let's
And
see what
I've got
happens.
the classic amber. Look, there it is. Also 4.9.
Ooh, a nice lager.
You're gonna make me try to.
What? Oh,
I did it!
What are you so excited about?
That's the first time I've ever opened a twist
Has
off.
that been your first twist off opened?
Like that I actually got open? Yes.
Wow.
Have I torn open my palms trying
It's
a lot?
It's
yes.
a historic moment right here.
Y'all!
Brenda's first
Look,
twist off.
look, it's
Wow.
open. Open. I did
Crazy.
it myself. You saw it. All right. I'll pour mine.
Mmm.
Well, that at least has some color on it.
Yeah, that's a good looking beer you got there. Mm-hmm.
They really don't like beers with some head retention out of the bottle.
No, they're getting lots of spritzy beers.
Ryan, we have so many dogs in our neighborhood, and I love it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what do you think of your beer there?
It's fine.
It's fine, huh?
Fine is about the best thing I could say for it.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is a lovely, lovely pale ale. It doesn't exactly pack a lot of great flavor, but it's got that kind of 2 or 3 classic American hops. You get a little bit of pininess. Yep, just get a lot of good resininess on the nose. And it's a yummy tasting pale ale. It's very spritzy though. Probably might be a little aggressive, but
It smells like pool water.
It smells like pool water.
Tell me I'm wrong. Also, give me that.
I get a little malt.
Is it malt soaked in pool water?
No, I don't really get pool water. There's no like chlorine.
Well, this smells like it has a flavor.
It does indeed have a flavor.
That's a good flavor. I will take this flavor.
This is something that wishes it was a Märzen. That's all I can say about this beer.
It's clean.
Yeah, so I'm starting to get what Point Brewing's all about. They just make
clear. They make clear.
They make pretty fizzy, and actually Clockwork Tubas actually brings up a good point. Beer of choice in like the 1950s. So, very spritzy, very lagery. Even the ales, the 2 ales I've drunk are pretty spritzy for being ales.
I'm not sure that's what he meant to tell us, but yeah.
Yeah,
Good extrapolation there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm just...
Well, the 50s was the era of like beer is a
white
champagne.
bread.
No, not white bread. Beer is a champagne substitute.
White bread.
No, not white bread. It was very much not white bread. It was very much a classy beverage you would break out at your
Is that when you get the stupid
party.
Little glasses?
Yes.
Ugh.
Exactly. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes, beer was meant to be like a champagne thing because
What are those? Is that a gimlet? What is that glass?
I don't know.
where you have to pinch it and the stem is always square and they're always weird and they've got that bullet shape. What is that?
I don't know. Sorry.
Help me.
But yeah, it's yeah, the 50s were definitely a weird era for beer when they were advertising to this kind of upper middle class, new suburb, house party type beverage. This is before they went every man in a can.
Were they also
type
chain
deal.
smoking and popping a Valium every 13 seconds?
Was Valium around in the 50s?
Well, they were mommy's little helpers. I don't know what they actually were. I'm sure Valium was not actually around, but
yeah. Well, now we're not going to get sponsored by Valium, so look what you did.
Good.
Yeah, good.
I feel like being a beer podcast sponsored by Valium is just like a swift way to die, or worse, a really, really slow way to die.
Uh-huh.
Like that would be the problem. I'm afraid you don't die fast enough. Will you discourage our cat from jumping where she wants to? Okay, she turned around.
Yeah, she's all right.
If you hear crashing in the background, it's just our cat taking out literally every plant behind the camera. It'll be great. Okay. It'll be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of a jerk.
No, she's a fine cat.
We got her a year ago.
Oh, we did?
Like yesterday.
Oh, cool. Well, we better open another beer then.
We never celebrated your gotcha day, Mela.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Better just give her 8 treats tonight. It'll be okay.
Oh, that's a monster.
Mm-hmm.
Don't buy your cat the catnip greenies.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think they're a good idea. If they come in catnip flavor, it must be because the dental treats kind of taste disgusting on their own. No. It's so you make your cat an addict and they turn into a jerk.
Well, it's like buying me a beer flavored treat,
It's just beer.
Yeah. Well,
why would I need to buy you beer flavored treats?
I don't know.
I mean, sometimes I bake you beer included desserts, but
right, yeah.
It's just beer.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That'd be dumb.
Yeah, I guess so.
Actually, to be fair, we do have Guinness caramels and Jameson chocolate in the pantry.
That's right. Whiskey and chocolate's pretty good. Mm-hmm.
Those Jameson cupcakes.
Yeah.
Those are the way to go. Hi, Kat.
So I got another news story. This one is about good old Anheuser-Busch making their spritzy beers too. But
I feel like those are even less spritzy than whatever that thing was that you just had. That was not beer.
But they are on track to be brewing with almost exclusively renewable energy in the next few years. Yeah. So they have they have done a great job installing a lot of solar at many of their facilities. In Oklahoma, they actually do mostly wind because it's so flat.
Because it's Oklahoma.
Yeah, because it's Oklahoma. But then they just signed a big 15-year deal.
You know the joke about Oklahoma, right?
What?
It blows.
Same joke. Only the most quality comedy on this stream.
Same joke goes for North Dakota. Does not go for Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
Only the bits closest to North Dakota.
That's right. Yeah. But they just signed a big...
You're just not about it.
They just signed a big deal with a solar company to do a 222 megawatt power solar project in their West Texas brewing facility, which is one of their bigger ones.
West Texas sounds sunny.
Yeah, that's probably a great one. But that is the largest, solar deal that this company has ever had before. And definitely the largest in the brewing industry, for sure. So, and I know a lot of craft brewers have actually done some... What's up?
Central Waters runs on...
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up. Yep, I know a lot of.
Speaking of Wisconsin breweries,
I know a lot of craft brewers have invested in some solar stuff. Brenda just brought up Central Waters in Central Wisconsin, which is a great brewery in and of itself. By the way, their barrel aging program is one of the best.
Literally world class.
Yeah, and but they have a few solar panels as well, but. It's one of those...
A few?
Well, yeah, they have
their own solar farm.
Yeah, it's one of those things that, breweries are already very well capitalized businesses. So, you require a lot of startup and upfront capital and even a lot of ongoing capital maintenance. So it isn't as much of a stretch for a brewery to kind of make that little bit of extra step to incorporate some sort of renewable resource, especially when you use so much hot water.
Right.
And you could definitely do with a solar hot water system, which is what Central Water has is most of their solar application is actually for hot water because you're sparging, you're boiling, you're doing all this stuff with hot water. So any amount of preheating you can do with a solar hot water system just saves you a lot of money and a lot of energy commitment in the long run.
That seems like a very clear and obvious use where you're like, oh, what are we doing a lot of that expends a lot of energy?
Heating up water. Yep, absolutely.
What is 85% of this process?
Right, heating up and cooling water. Yep, that's exactly right.
No, that's really cool. And even like as homeowners, we looked into making sure we had the infrastructure to do solar hot water in the future if we wanted to. So looking at doing a water-based heat system and having the radiators with the thermal mass capabilities of doing that.
Yep.
Because let's be real, hot water need not only be used for dishes and showers.
Right, yep.
So I think that seems like a really... I don't ever want to say obvious when it comes to renewables because nothing is ever as obvious as it first seems.
Right.
But that seems like a very clear path.
Right.
That you could take if that's an avenue you're interested in.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and like I said, like the brewing industry is just so primed to embrace this stuff because of the capital requirements.
Right.
And because of the industrial process you're actually going through.
Right.
Like it's so ready to be one of the early adopter industries of this kind of energy tech.
And I know I'm kind of cutting into your next big topic of choice, but if we're talking about breweries as kind of signifying areas of gentrification,
yep.
You know what? If you're adopting renewables and making that a part of like a community buyback or even reducing your own draw off the grid, like if you're going into an area that is about to experience a period of gentrification,
yep,
you should definitely be looking into renewables.
Right.
Like, especially if you're city center, looking at contributing to the heat island, like, get on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes, please.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Also, like, green roof hops, just saying.
You're right. Hops would be great for a green roof.
Well, they're kind of terrible for a green roof in the typical green roof sense, but in a very pure, like, you're covering a roof surface and thereby insulating and not creating...
Right.
What's the word for the white icebergs that you always know?
Albino?
No, albedo.
Oh, albedo, yes.
That's what it is.
Yep.
I was like, increased reflective radiation. What is it? Yes. So I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, and,
Hops grow really fast.
This article here mentions that in 2017, Anheuser-Busch committed to 100% renewable electricity by 2025, which is pretty aggressive goal. Very good. And it looks like they might get there even a few years early, which never happens.
Well, they did bump back to the 2020 that everybody else was doing and failed on, so...
Yeah.
Sure.
Right, yeah. Exactly.
Sure.
Exactly.
We might be renewable by 2020.
Who knows? We'll see. Yeah, but it's definitely very cool that's such a big part of something they're doing,
Yeah.
I mean, as much as they harass craft brewers, but,
Hey, man.
I guess they're trying to help,
Sometimes it takes the capital.
Right, that's true. All right, speaking of AB, Anheuser-Busch InBev, this was hilarious. So, was it a year or two ago, Beck's had to settle because it wasn't actually brewed in Germany, it was brewed in St. Louis. Well, now they're in trouble again because Kona beer, that Kona Brewing Company, right? Yep. That you even see advertised for around here. Well, of course.
Advertised for is everywhere.
Well, of course, that actually isn't brewed in Hawaii. They don't They don't brew.
What?
They don't brew 100,000 cases and put it on a boat and send it over here.
I'm shocked.
Yeah. So
truly, I am shocked.
apparently,
You mean the beer I can afford to buy
right?
wasn't brewed in Hawaii, where literally everything is more expensive because resources are scarce,
Yep.
and then shipped over to me.
Yep.
And still only cost $5 a pint.
Yep. Well, apparently,
I'm stunned.
Apparently, their advertising was a little bit too Hawaiian.
I mean, it is really freaking Hawaiian. The Hawaiians think it's Hawaiian.
Yeah. So the federal court in San Francisco ruled that they are required to pay consumers for false advertising for implying that all their beer was brewed in Hawaii.
Question though.
Okay.
Ooh, you know what? The latest round of ads they took out in TV slots, I am inclined to agree. Because those are some very Hawaiian ads.
Oh, yeah.
With some very Hawaiian large gentlemen.
Right. Yep.
But now that we've established they're not actually in Hawaii, where are they brewed?
Mostly in Portland, New Hampshire.
Okay, which Portland?
Portland, Oregon.
Okay.
Yep.
I was like, because you said Portland and then you said New Hampshire.
Sorry. Yep.
So there could have been a lot of Portlands to which that applied.
Yeah. No, yeah, that, and it was one of those great class action lawsuits. So are you ready for what you get if you bought some Kona beer in the last 7 years?
Oh, I did that.
Yep.
Do I have to prove it?
So.
How do I prove that?
You get $1.25 per 12 pack or $2.75 per 24 pack with a maximum per household of $20 if you have your receipts since 2013, or $10 if you don't have any receipts since 2013, which begs the question, all right, for $20, I needed to have kept receipts from 2013 to like 2017. Most receipts are printed on like thermal paper, which lasts like
about a day,
maybe 90 days at the most. Like, so like
tell that to my parking tickets that are illegible by the time I get back out to my car.
Yeah, fair enough.
Let me tell you what, Minneapolis Parks and Rec Board knows if you have not paid your ticket because they can't read it in the window.
Yeah, see, this is always
they don't even have to look.
Yeah, this is always the hilarious things about these class action settlements is you can get at most like $20.
But wait, I have questions.
If you maintain a ridiculous number of stipulations, and meanwhile the lawyers just get away with millions of dollars.
But wait, I have questions.
Yeah, what's up?
You said $10 if you don't have receipts.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops, I have no receipts. How do I claim my $10?
Yeah, you want to claim your $10?
Yes.
Well, you'll probably have
I probably didn't buy $10
I don't know.
worth of beer.
You'll probably have to spend an hour of your time figuring out how to do it, but I'm sure you can do it.
That is worth the free $10 for me. I have spent an hour doing dumber things than that.
Yeah, you're going to Instagram you cashing your Kona settlement check at the bank. Yeah, you're going to put it up on the...
Who goes to the bank?
I don't know.
That's what the mobile scanner's for.
Oh my goodness. So much millennial.
I don't drive! Unless there's an active bank between me and the, quarter mile I'm walking.
Right.
From my transit system of choice.
Right.
Why would I go to the bank? It's 3/4 of a mile from my office.
Well, fair enough. Yeah,
it's also 1.1 miles from our house, but
yeah, so you get nice $2.9 million in legal fees. That's what the lawyers get to collect, and you can get maybe $20.
Hey man, I got $50 for them never turning on my heat when it was 40 below.
Yeah, that's right. You had that great class action settlement yourself.
Technically, I don't even think that was the issue they settled on. I think the only thing you could technically sue them on that was incredibly valid was that my rental company didn't give a receipt when you did your deposit.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm.
The bar exam is here. Hey. Has a shameless plug for Maui Brewing Co., which actually gets some distribution on the mainland now. Also,
cool.
We liked Maui.
I'll have to take a look at that. Yeah.
Not the island. We haven't been there, but we like the beer.
Right. Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, definitely some good stuff. Yeah. So yeah, I love beer settlements. They just are so funny to me. The Bex one was like the same way. Could maybe get $20.
Speaking of beer settlements.
Okay, what's up?
Our little bit of local gossip.
Oh yeah.
Do you wanna break story because you know all the finance words?
I have 2 lines. I don't know.
That's about it. That's all you need.
The local gossip wasn't that good. It was a brewery that had $1 million in debt. Like that's what happens.
Wasn't that like 1.6?
Yeah, 1.6. Yeah, but yeah, that's tough to maintain in a low margin business. Keep up on those interest payments.
That is true. So if you missed the beginning of the story last week when we were talking about local brewery that closed seemingly out of the blue, no warning. One day we're here, next day this beer is really fizzy. One day they were here, next day they were gone, and then like a week later the bankruptcy notice came in. How did you even find that?
The local paper puts an online article about it. They probably do those once a week for every local business that files for bankruptcy, but nobody ever bothers to read it because, local journalism is dead. So. But
here's my dumb question. Were you just like casually reading the Who Went Bankrupt column every week?
Nope.
Just like waiting?
Nope. Just Googling the company name.
Got it.
Yeah.
That like did not even occur to me that would show up on a Google search.
Mm-hmm. Sure does.
Which... Yes, I understand that people do that. They also do a lot of like, here's what business is opening. Here's what business just closed. And as an architecture company, we have finance and commerce on the break room table.
Yep.
Every issue.
Gotcha. Fair enough.
It's ever present.
Okay, so this was really cool. There's
more?
Oh, there's more. I got more beer.
I like more.
Yeah. So Miller Lite has come up.
You are really going like domestic powerhouse this
episode. My goodness. Well, I'm sorry. Like there's lots of big news here. So
all right.
They made a beer can video game controller that connects via Bluetooth to computers and things like that.
Wait. Is it a beer can that controls your video games or a video game controller shaped like a beer can?
It is a literal beer can.
Okay.
That they printed a special label.
Like it's got beer in it.
It has beer in it.
You can crack the top and drink beer.
Yep. They printed a flexible circuit board label.
What? No.
Yes.
Okay, wait. No. First objection.
Okay.
What are we doing with our time?
Okay, flexible circuit boards are really cool. Yeah,
yes.
I've seen those. Yep.
I'm sure they have 8 million better applications.
Yeah, so if you Google can troller, you're going to find images of this thing, and it's really sweet. So it looks like an old school, like, NES controller. It's got the 4 buttons, and then, your
up,
4
down,
directional
left, down,
buttons.
Left, right, left,
yeah,
right.
So it's pretty great. You can play, like, Mario Kart on it. You can play Doom on it.
Wait, so how do you...
Then it's got a Bluetooth on it.
No.
What?
Wait. How do you play these games? Like, I have a can of beer.
Yep.
I can't imagine me sitting in the tailgate lot. I can't imagine me in the tailgate lot
with
a can of Miller Lite.
It's for use with your computer. So you grab kind of a beer can.
That does not have
bottle.
a flexible label, but
I know, but
showing me what a bottle looks like.
But they put a label on here that's got the flexible circuit boards. And it kind of feels like, do you remember back in the day when we had phones that had actual buttons? Yeah, I know. I'm sorry you hit your hand.
No, I just had a very beer-related injury that was very unique.
Oh, what's that?
I set my hand on top of my beer, and then I was so upset about the video game that I went to smack the table and realized there was no table.
Yeah. Yeah, but...
Ow!
Ow.
Okay, carry on.
Yeah, remember when phones had buttons? Yeah, it looked a lot like that. Oh my. Yeah, so it's really cool. They made a can with they made a can that's got Bluetooth and a flexible circuit board, so you can play video games with the beer can.
Okay, wait, rewind. So, okay, I'm still not getting this. I have my can, right? I am in apparently a place of civilization that has Bluetooth.
Right.
How does my can with video game buttons get me to video game?
Well, you gotta Bluetooth it to your computer.
So I have to have a computer that has an emulator that has the game.
Correct.
And then you can Bluetooth to your computer?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got it right on
Oh,
yours
wait,
over
no,
there.
yeah, I do. I forgot.
Party Source, our first super chat ever, Brenda.
What?
Long time no see. Hi, Party Source. How are you? Glad it's going well. That's a what?
Our first.
Yeah.
What?
See, Brenda really.
Did we just get Reddit gold?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that's what that means. There you go. If that's how you want to think about it.
Get gold?
If that's how you want to think about it, thank you so much, Party Source. Very, very much appreciated. Yeah, I know we've been gone for a little bit. Life has been a little crazy, but we're back doing.
I'm about to start stripping lead paint off the windows. It's about to get real crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Literally crazy.
I'm gonna clip that
like
audio.
The Romans.
I'm gonna clip that audio too, by the way.
At the phrase "I'm about to start stripping."
Mm-hmm. See, you just said it again for me. You made it even easier.
it even came with a hand motion.
Pinky's out.
You're the worst. Who would marry you?
Pinky's out for super chat. That's got to be our thing now. We got to do it. Mm-hmm, that's right. Yeah,
that was the worst virtual bar ever.
Yeah, it's good.
It was so much fun.
Right.
But dear Lord.
Good to see the Party Source. We got to make the trip out to the Party Source one of these days. We got to get on the road trip train. Yeah. What's up?
Where is that?
Ohio.
Are you still okay? You're online. You must be fine.
Cincinnati.
Okay.
Is it outside Cincinnati or Columbus? Oh, I might be confused. I don't know.
I was about to make a broad, sweeping Ohio statement.
See, Cincinnati. Yep, I got it.
I've only drove through that one. I don't hate it yet. Sorry, Columbus. Yes, we need a lot of beer pilgrimages.
Yeah, well, we could see the Ohio one would be pretty great because we can go to Brewdog USA and we can go to Cincinnati to the Party Source.
I'm just saying that's about the only time anyone has ever said the words Ohio would be pretty great.
No, it's a fine state, Brenda. Come on.
It is a fine state until you are awake in Ohio and then fall asleep in Ohio and then you wake up in the car and you're still in Ohio.
Okay, see the problem with these
don't drive through Ohio.
So the problem with these can trollers that Miller Lite made is there's
only back to these?
Yes,
I thought we were done.
There's only
I thought we decided they were dumb and we were done.
They're really cool.
They are a waste of our skills as human beings.
No. They are great.
We as evolved monkeys can use our collective knowledge for better.
No. It's beer and video games, two great things that need to be brought together. It's good.
You just said the word, it's beer and video games, and I'm like, well, that's Ryan's kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Second only to, there's about to be sports books opening in Iowa.
Yeah, we'll see about that. That'll be pretty great, too.
It's a 5-hour drive.
But yeah, it's good. beer and video games are good, but they're only giving away some at like some LA contests. So I'm sad because I can't go get one. Because I would love one of those. That would be like a dream item to have.
That would join
is the can troller.
Our pantheon of beer memorabilia, including the Guinness cans from Guinness. Those were me. The collectible Guinness US bottles with the vintage toucan wrap.
Yep.
What else do we have up there? The Wheaties beer.
Yep.
That Summit did that we had on our very first Rails and Ales.
Right.
Because the can is super freaking cool.
Yep.
What else is up there?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. We got a lot of good stuff up there. You got most of them. Yep.
Eric would like to argue with me on the Ohio thing. But he's from Ohio, and that's kind of what it's like to drive through.
Fair enough, yeah.
I have also, for some reason, driven basically due north to due south through Illinois. That's a bad drive.
Yeah, that's
Don't do
fun
that.
At all. Mm-hmm.
I was on my way to Florida on a bus full of teenagers, And we also wound up driving due north to due south through Florida.
Neat.
Also, don't do that.
Neat. Sounds like fun. Okay, I got one more beer story for you tonight. You ready?
Party Source wants a can troller too.
Oh, yeah, because can trollers are awesome. All right.
I have questions.
All right, last one. Oh, this one's kind of boring now. I should have ended on the can troller.
Why? Because I'm so grouchy about the can troller?
Okay, so you know what? Last week we did talk about that brewery that didn't do so hot and kind of failed. Partially, we kind of mentioned things like distribution last week. We were talking a little bit about how it can be hard for some brewers to get distributed or get a lot of attention on the shelves once they do kind of get to that stage.
I have to ask this question. Is your day on social media primarily made up of who is distributing crowlers and where?
Sort of. That's part of it.
Okay.
That's part of it.
Like, if you scroll through the Instagrams, is that like 80% of your media?
Yeah.
It's like beer releases and who's serving crowlers where?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, you got to keep up on that
checking.
stuff. Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I did go through and clean out all of the wedding ones I'd been following, so like,
right.
That was the 90%. Now
right.
I'm back to 85%. What store is our beer in?
Right, exactly, yeah.
I'm like, you know when I never remember this? When I'm in the store looking for beer.
Yeah, too right.
Sorry, carry on.
But and I was thinking like, all right, Minnesota's a pretty beer-friendly state, legally speaking.
Well, we are now that Sunday's a day.
Yeah. But, there are lots of states that are not. One of those being Kentucky.
Right.
Where it's very hard to get anything distributed to wherever you want to be. So Pabst has started to work out not acquisition deals with smaller breweries, but distribution deals to kind of bring breweries across state lines and into different markets. So Pabst will do most of your distribution work for you from your craft brewery. And I think that's kind of a cool, like, large brewery, small brewery hybrid approach. Oh, you seem skeptical already.
I just have questions.
Okay, what's your question?
So do you call up Big Brother Pabst? Sorry, you put all of the letters in there. Now
Sure.
I felt like I had to follow. Do you just call up Big Brother Pabst and be like, hey, bruh, you got some room in your truck? Is this like when I'm trying to get furniture shipped over and I'm like, hey, that container from Denmark, do you have room for 25 chairs?
No. This is probably some dude from Pabst who I would love to be walking into your craft brewery, sitting down, sampling your beer and being like,
do they also show up with trumpets like the Budweiser people?
No, that only happened the one time. That was a cool publicity stunt though, no doubt.
Still talking about it. Must have been cool.
Are. Yeah, absolutely. No, they, some dude shows up and is like, wow, your beer is really good. Let's get it in as many places as possible. Let's
Does that really happen to people? Is it like, what's that show where the boss man walks into the company and pretends to be like some grunt worker?
Undercover boss?
That one.
No, it's not like that. No, it's, okay, you've seen this around. You walk into a brewery and you see a couple people from some other brewery there in their own swag, just sitting there drinking and talking shop. Like this happens all the time. Like
we actually knew one head brewer who he was a head brewer owner who liked to close his tap room a half hour early if there was no one in that day that was like super dedicated to buying a couple more beers, so he could go catch the last half hour at another brewery. Right.
Yep. Exactly. So yeah, that
was a hoot.
Yeah, that happens a lot. Like you got to go sample what everyone else is making. You gotta really kind of get out there and feel what everybody's doing.
I feel like that's a different scenario from, hey, buddy.
Oh sure, yeah.
I like your beer.
No. But they're out doing market research and business development, and there are people who are hired to do just that.
I have questions.
Just go out and look for who's making great beer and how do we kind of get in on this market. And it's great for the craft brewery too, because they get to open up to an entirely new marketplace they were previously unable to get into, either due to legal or just size restrictions.
I'm sure this is a fantastic system, and it's great for smaller brewers who don't have their own distribution, but I swear to God, all I am thinking right now is when you realize you have, like, 2 extra floor feet of room in the U-Haul, and suddenly you're like, what else can we put in the truck? Like, that's all I got.
No.
Like, some dude rolling up with a distribution truck, like, all right, we got room for about 6.5 cases.
No.
I don't know, man. That's what I see.
I know. I see a lot of paperwork for crossing state lines and doing all that sort of thing. So that's what I see when it comes to being a beer distributor. So, that's the real task that needs to get done.
I have a question.
Okay.
This came up while we were on the lake.
Sure.
For varying reasons.
Sure.
So Prohibition was repealed.
Yep.
But there are dry counties.
Yep.
In places.
Yep.
So are food and drug, right? Because this falls under FDA, right?
Sure.
Beer and other
recreational... TTB. Bureau of Tobacco, Alcohol and Firearms, or ATB. Yeah. Mm-hmm. No, the FDA does not do most regulations around beer.
Oh, yeah. I figured that counted as a drug.
Nope. ATF, Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. That's the federal agency in charge of doing that. Sorry, the TTB, I think I have to go look it up. Never mind. Yep, ATF. So that's the agency
to the bottom?
Yeah. Well, do you wonder why there aren't FDA food labels on beers? Because they're not regulated by the FDA.
No, because there aren't FDA food labels on, like, a lot of things.
Well, that's true. But they're not under the purview of the FDA.
Anyway, so government regulatory agency. So we had this question come up. Wait. So where do recreational drugs fall?
What do you mean by recreational drugs?
Pot. Where does pot fall?
Pot is a Schedule 1 drug felony for federal, so they are not regulated by the federal government other than to say that they are illegal.
All right. So the premise was talking about legalizing marijuana. And we've been talking about cannabis beers and, like, the prevalence of maybe doing CBD beers. And is that just, like, the ultimate chillest thing you could ever ingest into your body? And so we were trying to decide, there was a great debate while y'all were driving the boat, whether this was decided on a state or federal level. And if one of those superseded the other specifically. So the example that was brought up for the counter argument was that we federally repealed prohibition but still have dry counties. So therefore, could you legalize marijuana on a federal level but then still have state dry laws? Yeah? Is that a thing?
Yes. Because for example, it depends on how the law is written.
Well, but now I have, like, a fourth question to go into this moral, ethical, and legal judicial quandary. Because alcohol was never it was illegal for a time, but because it was never a felony to have alcohol, well, no, that's not right either. Right. Because it was never a scheduled drug, does that make it a different thing?
Alcohol specifically was amended into the United States Constitution. So, the Constitution of the United States had an amendment saying it is illegal to produce or sell alcoholic beverages.
Right.
Therefore, any sort of law that said, oh, you know what, here it's legal to do so. So say, like, California or Colorado made a law that says it is legal to sell alcohol here. That would be deemed unconstitutional,
right?
Under a federal law. So, as
much as we throw that word around, it does actually mean something sometimes.
Yes.
It's literally against the Constitution. They wrote it out.
Yep, that's right. They wrote it out and then they wrote it back in.
As much as they dislike writing things out, they did write that one out.
Now, I'm not entirely sure how drug schedules work under the FDA, but I know it's illegal to the federal government, not through a constitutional amendment,
right,
but through just a statute, said that weed is illegal.
So
the state
you do
says,
have a different regulatory body then, is the other problem.
Well, yes, that's true.
Because
too.
it's scheduled as a drug, you're now in FDA territory?
Probably. I don't know.
Rather than ATF territory.
Not 100% sure. Sorry.
This was our fun quandary of quandaries.
Yes.
If anybody else happens to know.
But something can be
curious.
No, but just because it is legal federally, a state can still ban something. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Hence, no beer on Sundays.
Yeah.
For
so long
ages
as the federal government doesn't say it has to be unbanned, does that make sense?
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. So as long as, yeah. Mm-hmm.
This was just our debate the other day, and nobody could figure out who superseded who, because we all had very good arguments either direction. And then at one point we both switched sides and we're playing devil's advocate against each other.
Right.
It was very confusing.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah, there you go. There's my uneducated legal opinions here. Only the finest constitutional scholars drink beers on Wednesdays.
Why does Radiolab never cover this? This is what I want to know.
I know, right?
More Perfect is great, but this is what I need to know.
Very true. All right, I'm all out of beer stories. Any other news this week?
Nope.
All right, I guess it's time to sign off. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another Wednesday beer news stream. Hopefully we'll be back next week. I hope so. We'll see how it goes. But thanks, everybody. Have a good week. Cheers.
See ya.
All right, that was